शत्रुनिबर्हणः विपुलांसो महाबाहुः कम्बुग्रीवो महानुः महारक्षो महेश्वासः गूढजत्रुरनिन्दमः आजानुबाहु सुशिरः सुललातः सुविक्रमः. Now, from the 8th sloka to the 9th sloka, half of the 9th sloka, the characteristics of Ramachandra was being spoken by Narada Muni to Valmiki Muni based on his questions. And then from the second half of the 9th sloka, Vipulamso Mahabahuhu Kambu Grivo Mahahanuhu. From that point onwards to down at least 2, 3 slokas, Narada Muni speaks about the beauty of Lord Ramachandra. Beauty of Lord Ramachandra. There are two things that need to be known as something called Lavanya and Saundarya. These two things, Lavanya means a specific beauty, a special or a specific beauty of a person, and Saundarya means a complete beauty of a person, where generally we see if someone is beautiful, maybe they are beautiful overall to see, but then the details of the beauty may not be so attractive or may not be as per what is supposed to be. Or someone may have a beautiful parts in their body, certain organs in their body, but then overall, if you see, they may not be as per what they're supposed to look like. Uh, from a distance, you see a person, that person may look very nice. When you go closer to that person, then you find out some sort of a defect or something in that person, the eyes or the nose or the lips or whatever it may be. But the same person may be different. So it's a combination. We cannot find a person who is perfectly beautiful from all aspect, overall, as well as the detailed one. So here, the one, of course, the only one who can be so is the Supreme Lord Himself. No one else can be so. And even if someone is beautiful but from all aspect, but that beauty is not going to be for rest of the lifetime. Also, we know very well that's going to change. Mm, it's going to change. So Vipulamso Mahabahu Kambu Grivo Mahanuhu. One important question that always asked by many religion is, does the Lord has form or doesn't have form? That's been a big classification of which religion we belong to. Do we belong to the religion that believes in the form, that doesn't believe in the form? The beauty of Ramayana is, but first of all, to answer that question, if we say that the Lord is only form, it has form, it can never be formless, or if one group of people say God can never have form, is ultimately formless, then we are denying the ability of the Lord. That's the truth. We cannot say this one or the other one. Of many, many forms that the Shastra says, of the many, many forms that Lord may have, He may take a form of an animal, He may take a form of a bird, He may take a form of aquatic, He may take a form of a human, or He may take a form of a combination of a couple of different things, pieces, human and animal, or He may take a form of a forest, water, mountain. He can take any form of different types of forms. Formless is also a form of the Lord. Then where is the question of whether he has a form or he doesn't have a form? Right? So the simple answer that people usually fail to understand is formless is also a type of a form within different types of form that the Lord takes. Mm. In that way, God can be whatever He like to be. We cannot say He cannot do, He cannot be like this, only He can be like that. We cannot define that. But then the thing is that for common people like us, we cannot meditate and think on the formless God. It is not possible. Therefore, even in Srimad Bhagavatam, when Parikshit Maharaj is asking, "What am I supposed to do?" in the initial pages of Bhagavatam, uh, when the conversation takes place, the advice that initial advice that was given is consider this whole universe to be the Lord. Meditate his feet as this planet and knees as that planet, and different things has been explained for Parishit Maharaj, who's going to die in 7 days, to start meditating, do dhyana, considering the world, the universe to be the form of the Lord. He said, it's impossible. I cannot do this. This is just I just have 7 days. What you're telling requires many, 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 many years of practices to even think like that. In 7 days, what am I going to do with thinking of this universe as a Lord? That's not possible. Give me something else. Then he goes on saying that, oh, then he says that, but there's a beautiful transcendental form of the Lord who's having the peacock feather on his head, nice turban on his head, on top of his peacock, and he's having a Vaijayanti mala, and he's having a flute in his hand, a threefold form in near the Yamuna Nadi, where the peacocks and cows and all these beautiful birds are there, right? Birds and animals around him. He plays flute. He walks in the Vrindavan forest. Is this something you can do? Parishit Maharaj liked it. He said, this is beautiful. This is something that I can relate, I can think about, I can meditate upon. Yeah. Therefore, highest meditation is a meditation on the form of the Lord, not on the formless meditation, on thinking of sitting in a room and there's on the wall or at a dot or a light or some of these things. It is not what we can do. There are maybe people who can do that, but ultimately, if you want to have a relationship, if you want to have a sambandha with the Lord, you this is a simple example. Say a boy is working in America, and then his parents are calling, I found a girl for you, and then would you like to talk to her? And the boy says, I like to talk to her, I like to see her. And then they send a plain white sheet and tell, look at the girl, let me know how she looks like. The boy, where is the girl? How can I even think about this girl? I don't know. I don't see any face here. It's just a white sheet. Okay? I cannot talk to her. I cannot have an eye-to-eye contact. I cannot, none of these things can be done with a plain sheet where how can I get even married to this girl who doesn't have a form? Right? It's not possible. Therefore, for us to get attracted, the Lord takes different forms. Any forms He takes is beautiful. If we out of karma, we've been born as a pig in our next life, are we going to tell, Mahavaraha Govinda in Mahavaraha Putapatla Lokshanaha, when even the Lord takes a form as a wild boar, his eyes are lotus eyes. Can we say, I've been born as a pig or a dog, my eyes are lotus eyes? We cannot have that. So Lord is identified by his beauty. He's identified his beauty. Therefore, when we go to the temple, we have to have enough time. We should not be rushing when we go to the temple. We have to have enough time to stay in front of the deity, look at the beauty. It's just the devotees are dressing up the deities for the pleasure of the devotees who are coming to take darshan. And I was a week back, I was this is something that really great in our movement, especially I'm not seeing the world, the entire world yet. I've not gone to all the temples, I've not gone to all the spiritual organization, but whatever I've seen so far, I can tell ISKCON as a best standards of course every temple differ. In general, best standard of deity worship and the dressing of deities. is so amazing, so beautiful, right? I went to a week back. I went to one of the temple over here, not ISKCON temple, some other temple. Again, it's a Krishna, Radha and Krishna temple, some other uh, organization. I went there. The temple was marvelous, beautiful. It's just they just spent money on making this temple with granite and expensive things and big kopuram and everything. It was nice. I was going inside. I entered inside, and the deities were there. Radha Krishna was there. Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman was there on the other side. It was nice. They also did a good job, but nowhere close to the what we can see in Mayapur, what we can see in New Vrindavan, or any of these places. It's just standards are so high when we compare on the our side. It's really beautiful for attracting the people. So now the question came, the question of whether the Lord has a form or doesn't have the form. The Lord is Sarvavyapi. Sarvavyapi means is everywhere. He is everywhere present in a sthulam, in a sushmam. In a sushmam means in a form which cannot be perceived by everyone. He is present everywhere in this entire room. Lord is present, right? Between you and I, the Lord is present. Within this computer that I'm watching and within the telephone lines and internet connection, the Lord is Sarvavyapi. He is just present everywhere, and not only is present everywhere, is also Sarvantara Atma. Sarvantara Atma means he is Atma within the Atma. He is present within every one of us, not only in the Jivatma, also in the matter which doesn't have life. Mm. Sarva Vyapi, Sarva and Paramatma, where he is present inside everyone, and not only is simply present inside. I can also be, we can also be present somewhere, but we may not do activities. We just may present inside. That's all. Uh, but then he just is present within everyone. At the same time, he is antaryami. He has a control of what's going on, that we cannot say. I go to office. There are many people are sitting in the office. I am also sitting in the office, but I don't have a control of the entire floor, entire corporate, entire thing. I can only do certain things. That's all, right? But when the Lord is present within ourselves, he's just not sitting there for the sake of sitting, no job. He's just had nothing to do. No, every single thing that the Jivatma is doing is being granted by the Lord who's present inside. Sarvavyapi, Antaryami, and Sarvatma is there present in everyone. That Lord also has a beautiful form. That Lord is also has a beautiful form. And that is what has been explained in this set of slokas, where where Nārada Muni is explaining Vipulamsa, Mahabahu, Kambugrivaha, Mahanuhu. Just beautiful things, and a part by part is just explaining what the Lord is, how the Lord is looked to. Vipulamsa means an elevated shoulder. He has an elevated shoulder. Um, there is a grantha, there is a book called Samudrika Lakshanam, which speaks about Purusha Lakshanam and Stri Lakshanam. Purusha means a man. How should he look like? I mean, rather than how should he look like, it tells each and every parts. If the parts are like this is perfect. If this part is different than what it is, then there's a defect or there's something else. Right? Like how the Jyotita Shastra, and there's a palm reading, and there are different ways of people are very much interested in knowing their future. Believe it or not, this Shastra, Samudrika Lakshana Shastra, it speaks about, again, this is not what we have to focus on, and don't get too much into the details of becoming something learned on that particular thing. It's not necessary. But Ramayana speaks of Samudrika Lakshana for Ramachandra. And now in this particular section, Narada Muni is speaking about Rama's beauty. When we get to, when we read Sundarakanda, Sita, Mother Sita is asking Hanuman, tell me about Ramachandra. Tell me about Ramachandra. You said you are the Ramaduta, you coming from Rama, that's all fine. Can you tell me about Rama? And then Hanuman speaks another set of slokas explaining the beauty of Ramachandra. Explaining the beauty of Ramachandra. So, Viplamsa means the shoulder, the elevated shoulder. Shoulder is not like this, like a triangle down, or it's not like up something. It is a sort of a beautiful shoulder. It's very hard to even explain how it is. It is nice to look like. And another one, let's go to the Mahabahu. Mahabahu, his arms are stout. His arms are not skinny, not fat with the waist fat. It's just stout and strong and very, very nice to see his arms. And Kambu Griva means the neck is like a conch shell. It's like a conch shell has a three lines in it. Likewise, Ramachandra neck is so well fit and beautiful to look. It's not that the head and the shoulder should not have any gap. It doesn't look nice. People, if you're like this, I'm hoping you can all see me. If it is like this, there's no gap between head and shoulder. It doesn't look nice. Or if you have a neck way up to the third floor and the shoulder is down here, like a camel. Camel is beautiful because that's how it's supposed to be. Um, uh, a camel, I mean, giraffe, and so forth. So, but then for human, it doesn't look so nice, right? So, Ramachandra's neck itself so very beautiful. When this is the thing, when we read about such wonderful slokas, whether from Bhagavatam or whether from Ramayana, we have to take these things and apply that in our life when we see the deities. How many of you have noticed that when we go to the temple, you see the deities have a three lines in their neck, right? So these are the details that we really have to see. We have to see. So anyway, the horizontal lines, it shouldn't be vertical lines. So this is our Purusha Lakshanam. Purusha Lakshanam. And Mahanu means Hanu means jaws, the jaw. Hanuman, right? Hanuman got the name because of his Anu, that he got hit by Indra. Therefore, he got this name Hanuman. Mahanu means his jaws are well sized, in a perfect size, in a large, whatever the size is supposed to be, it's in that particular size. And moving on quickly, and then we'll stop. Um, Maharaksho Maheshwasaha Ghuda Jatur Arindamaha. Maharaksho means the broader Uraskaha. Uraskaha means the chest. Maha means the broader chest. Broader chest. Maha Ishwasaha. Ishwasaha means where is a greater archer, because issue means arrow. Asa means resort. One who is a great archer who can handle the bow and arrow very expertly. Ghuda Jatruhu means the collarbones are perfect or strong. His collarbones are very strong. Initially spoke about the level of the Vipulamso, level of the shoulder, but it's going to the detail of even the collarbone. Collarbones are perfect and nicely situated. Nicely situated. Arindamaha means Ari, not Hari. Ari. Ari means enemies. Hari means, of course, Lord Krishna. Hari also means something else. But in this context, Arindamaha means one who is victorious over his enemies. Arindama, Ajanubahu. Ajanubahu means his arms are so beautiful, it reaches until his knees. Long arms reaches until his knees. So that's another Lakshana, Purusha Lakshana, because your hands cannot be short. It cannot be too long. We don't see a long arms, but then the size of the two arms should also be of same equal length. Um, uh, anyway, so the point is in our body also we may not notice this one, but one organ, same type of organ, one organ may not be the same size and same way of the other one. The left ear, if you see the left ear, I was just when I was in India, I was going somewhere. I went to a place where they were doing this ear piercing, and then 1 year they were able to do it perfectly, and another one that the person said, well, this ear is little different than the other ear, this is much more thicker than your right ear. Therefore, anyway, the point is that not the all organs are of same size and same width and length and breadth and etc etc, but for Ramachandra everything is perfect in a size it's supposed to be. Ajanubahu sushiraha means his face is well framed. His face, Ramachandra's face, is well framed. Not like a triangle, not like a balloon, not like a drum or anything. It's beautifully, nicely framed. Sushiraha, his face is well framed. Wherever it's supposed to be, in whatever length it's supposed to be, and whatever the height it's supposed to be, whatever the parts, wherever it's supposed to be, it's all perfectly situated. His face, overall, the face is very beautiful, nicely formed. Hmm? See, the paintings that we are seeing, Ramachandra itself, we are getting attracted. But then just imagine if we get a chance, if at all we are blessed to see Sri Ramachandra face to face, eye to eye, how that will be. Hmm. So Sushiraha, next one, Sulalataha. Sulalataha means his forehead is also beautiful. The forehead that he has is very nice, very beautiful to see. This is how the great saints enjoy the transcendental beauty of the Lord, part by part, anga by anga. Right? It is not like just go there and see and come back. Each and every part has to be enjoyed when it comes to the Lord. That is why he's there for us. Svikrama. So krama means walk, to have steps. Krama means Suvikrama means is walking style is so very beautiful. And he has different walking styles that also Acharya explains very nicely. But Suvikrama means the style is so very great walk. Uh, so his walking style is also so very nice and beautiful. So, Maharaksho Maheshwasah Ghodajatu Arindamah Ajanubahu Sushiraha Sulalata Suvikramaha. Yeah, when we get into such topics, we the time goes. It's, it's nice to speak more on these topics because in the process of bhakti, this is what is very much important. Um, for us to understand, because we may get attracted by the beauty of a person, or we maybe get attracted to the guna of the person. I'll just stop there by just telling this one. um, that is the swarupa krita sneham. There are two types of sneham: affection and love towards another person. That is, one is Swarupa Krita Sneham, another one is called Gunakrita Sneham. Gunakrita Sneham, Swarupa Krita Sneham. One may get attracted to someone based on their beauty, based on their quality and character and behavior. That's number one. That is Gunakrita Sneham. Second thing is Swarupa Krita Sneham, means it is not based on the beauty, not based on the character, behavior, etc. Naturally, there is an affection to that person based on certain relationship that we have. It not necessarily everyone has to be beautiful to get attracted in relationship. Right? It's not necessary. It could be because of that person in my life is needed for this relationship to continue. It doesn't matter how he is to look like, what he is. It doesn't really matter. Like how a mother, a parent, doesn't really base their sneham to their children on their appearance. No one does that one. Parents never does this one. If the parent is having a couple of children, right, they don't show partiality. This kid is beautiful to look, and look at my second child. Second child doesn't look good. So my sneham is going to be to the first one, not to the second one. Parent doesn't do that one. Why? Because that is based on the Swarupa Krita Sneham. That's called Swarupa Krita Sneham. Swarupam. Naturally, that affection and love and attraction is there towards someone, that is called Swarupa Krita Snehi. Whereas someone will not base on the relationship, they only base their relationship on interaction, on the qualities or the character. And if the character changes, the relationship breaks. Okay? If myself, say I'm picking someone, I myself and Arun here, or we have a good friendship, then I see Arun walking into a casino. And then I think, oh, Arun, you're no more a devotee. I'm not telling that we all start going to the casino. I'm just somehow throwing some examples. Please do not catch me on that one. I'm just throwing some examples here. Then Arun, your relationship with me is done. This I saw you in the casino. I'm not under or Hari Krishna going to casino. I saw Hari Krishna going to the casino. While I was driving, I saw his car going. Now he's going to casino. He's not a devotee anymore, and I have no relationship with him. I'm done. Then next day I see in the core community group, Hari Krishna and Samanvi and all the children and everyone are there doing book distribution, right? We didn't know that. I didn't know that. I made an assumption that he's going to go and play there, gamble over there. So anyway, this just, I hope you can understand what I'm trying to say. Therefore, what the relationship will continue longer if we base our relationship on not on certain aspect of a look and certain behavior changes, which is going to happen eventually. Every one of us are bombarded by these three modes of material nature based on our vasanas and karma. But what is more important is the relationship of the natural thing. Yes, I want this relationship not based on this condition. He is my guru, he is my sishya, she is my wife, he is my husband. At any cost, she is my mother. These are my children. At any cost, none of this can be. This is one point. I know I've taken extra time here. I know it's not Saturday or Sunday, but please wait because I got into this topic. Uh, Relations, one of the things that we cannot decide in this world as we come into this world is relationship. Besides the friends, the other relationships comes. We don't decide our father, we don't decide our mother, we don't decide our brother, sister, uncle, aunt. None of those things we decided. When it comes to the relationship, we did not make the decision who's going to be my uncle, who's going to be my aunt, who's going to be my so and so. We never made the decision, right? Therefore those are natural things which last for until the end of our life. That is not something based on the circumstances or time. It is it has a longer period than any other relationship that we may have in our lifespan. Office relationship is short because we decided that one, which company I should work, who's, and those things are some of the things we decide. But when we come into this world, that blood related relationship, we don't make a decision on that one. It just comes naturally to us. Similarly, even if it's not blood related, but once we made that agreement of husband and wife, that relationship is also not a short term relationship that continues rest of the year, rest of the life. Therefore it's nice to base our friendship that we all have, that we are all devotees, we are all god brothers and god sisters, and it doesn't matter which guru you belong to, we are all god brothers and god sisters, right? When one god brother, one god sisters may have certain ways of dealing, certain behavioral issues, certain things, but still have that respect to the devotees. We think that we may at certain times we may have to have certain distance also into such relationship. That hatred nature should not be there. We should have that respect. Anyway, I'll stop here. So the point here is when Sita was talking to Anusuya, a great sage's wife, she said, "I got what is the most attractive thing for you in Rama?" And she says, "What can I tell? I'm attracted to is by his Neha Krita. Because of his naturally is my husband. Naturally is the supreme supreme Prabhu. Therefore, I have an attraction. Guna Krita. Guna Krita means based on his qualities, his beauties. Also, I'm attracted. This attraction comes to the Supreme Lord only mostly. Otherwise, This cannot be applied in our relationship because these things keeps changing. With that said, I took 15 minutes extra. Let's show you about it. Um, Maharaksho Maheshwasah Gudajatru Arindamah Ajhanubahu Sushiraha Sulalataha Suvikramaha. Thank you all very much. I think I'm going to pause here, um, going by sloka by sloka. This is going to take